So we're getting ready, getting excited, and just taking it easy. So what all you guys doing out there? Are y'all dying Easter eggs?
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Jen and this is Fundy Fridays, and here on my channel I talk about different aspects of Christian fundamentalism, pop culture, American conservative politics, and gay stuff. And now more than ever, those things are incredibly relevant. Well, the last two at least. And I want y'all to keep that in mind as we talk about the subject of today's video, Marguerite Perrin, aka the God Warrior of trading spouses infamy. We are going to be examining Marguerite's pre-TikTok virality and her extreme quotability. If you aren't aware, she was an outspoken evangelical and conservative in the aggressively patriotic post 9/11, post Hurricane Katrina American South. Times sure were different back in 2007, but not much different than they are now, and one could argue that they've actually gotten much worse as we veer headfirst into fascism. So, buckle up because today's video is going to be very interesting. But before we dive in, I gotta pay for my recent wedding somehow, so here's a word from our sponsor.
You all can go to casetify.com/fundyfridays right now and save 15% off of your next order from the internet's favorite and most trusted purveyor of top quality mobile protection and accessories. Now, the Reverend and I are coming to you in the immediate aftermath of our own wedding reception, which I've discovered is just about the worst time on earth that one can film an ad. But Casetify has asked us to help bring you all their all-new, fully customizable push-in case, and we were just too excited to stop ourselves. Now you can keep your phone protected with the industry-leading innovation of Casetify, but you also have the ability to customize and beautify your case to your exact preferences anytime you want. With these new rubberized push pins, all you have to do is push in, and you have a brand new, beautified Casetify case. Does, let's say, this pin clash with your wedding outfit today? Well, you can just swap it out for this pin, or that pin, or leave it be and let all the other pins shine. The choice is yours, and tomorrow you can change it all up again. Right now, iPhone 14 users can get the Casetify push-in case in one of 4 matte colors, and can also choose from 4 different sets of customizable push pins, which include the Cottagecore set, the Retro West set, the Diner Breakfast set, and the Peace, Love, and Earth set. Now, I know that the Genonites are some interesting, complex folks, and people like y'all, you can't be just constrained to one aesthetic for the rest of your life. But now with these cases and pins, you can have a new case every single day if you want. Fine-tune your style, match your mood, or even just change things up entirely. The choice is yours. Oh, and these cases still protect your phone from drops of up to 4 feet and are still tested far beyond military standards, just like every other Casetify case. It even has raised bezels to make sure your screen stays protected so you can keep your mind on more important things. Check the time. Oh! Oh! And thankfully, it's still in good shape, and I can still get married. So one more time, you all can go to casetify.com/fundyfridays right now and save 15% off of your next order of the Casetify push-in case or anything else you might like. And now, back to the dork side.
So today we are going to be talking about Marguerite Perrin, who was born March 10th, 1961, and hails all the way from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. During her time on Trading Spouses, she appeared to work full-time at her dance studio. That's right, she is also Fundy Abby Lee Miller, so they don't talk about it much at all on the show, but it is just kind of a fact of life that her oldest daughter, Ashley, had her child when she was super young, so that's why they all kind of live in that multi-generational house, but more on Ashley later. So to be quite honest, I don't know very much about Marguerite's upbringing or life pre-trading spouses, and I probably don't need to. All the relevant parts of her life are pretty much summed up on the show, and if you don't know what show I'm talking about, Trading Spouses was a Fox network reality show that aired in 2004, which was itself a ripoff of a British program that went by the same name. None of these shows are to be confused with Wife Swap, which aired on ABC of the same year. Why were there so many reality shows in the 2000s? To which I say, the internet just simply wasn't what it was today. But most people had cable TV, and that's just what we did in the 2000s. We watched TV and thought about 9/11.
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Now watch this drive.
But anyway, the premise of the show was that two families with radically different lifestyles were to trade their spouses in a non-sexual way with one another. And at the end of a 2-week period, the families are given $50,000 each, with the caveat that the swapped wife gets to determine how the family spends the money. To say that this show was a massive hit would be an understatement. And Marguerite's appearance, I'm sure, is a large part of that. At the time, one couldn't escape what would be these early prototypical memes, or what would become memes, right? And you could not go more than 5 minutes without hearing her damn God warrior rant. I mean, she's still relevant today, because most people at least know about this clip.
Stay tuned, because before this switch is over...
She's not a Christian! She is dark-sided too! Gargoyles! Psychics! Everything's ungodly! Get the out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray.
But without further ado, let's talk about Marguerite's appearance on Season 2, Episode 1 of Trading Spouses. We are first introduced to the Perrin family through the eyes of their matriarch, Marguerite. Overbearing and downright camp, Marguerite professes to be a boisterous Southern mama and a devout, God-honoring Christian. Anything but a submissive, quiet little church mouse, she is not afraid of confrontation, and her over-the-top personality made her excellent reality TV fodder.
They say that nobody's happy unless I am happy. That's hitting the spots. That I am what controls the whole house. I am a queen. It seems to be the consensus, so I guess I'll have to give in and say that that's true. I need my back popped.
As long as she gets her way, she's happy. It's better if I just try to work with her and do the things that she wants.
Then there's her husband, Barry, who is quite the character all on his own.
I myself have only had one sexual partner in my life, and that's my wife. Not that that's anything to be proud of, but hell, I was a skinny white boy, couldn't get any action whenever I was in school.
Standing in contrast to Marguerite's strictly conservative and tensely evangelical home is the D'Amico Flisher family, who are new age, culture vulture, Hillary Clinton types.
I'm very open to a lot of different non-traditional things.
I'm trying to find the miso soup.
Was there any more soy milk?
Ah, yes, the very alternative lifestyle of miso soup and soy milk.
Mandalas, this is, I'll show you.
I've never seen that before.
You know what these are, right?
When I walked in, I could tell by the things in their house.
I don't know what that is. Is that like for a quilt?
It's an astrology chart.
It's the hippie partridge family. And I was thinking, oh, Lord, how am I going to do this?
So here's the backyard. I'll show you that.
And for what it's worth, I do think the hippie family were nice, but in my opinion, cultural appropriation is very dark-sided.
She is dark-sided too!
Several times during the episode, Marguerite is overwhelmed with IDK, demonic forces or something, and freaks out about how open-minded the host family is, or that wishing for world peace during summer solstice will make God angry.
I didn't like the drum and the music, and I didn't like anything that I considered not of God.
I also wanted to point out that the other wife, Jean, is a literal hypnotherapist, and she reminds me in both personality and looks of the mom from Get Out. Besides all that, Marguerite's church friends who returned for Marguerite's second appearance in the next season treated Jean like shit, and they were all super bitchy, and I'm still not over it.
So would you consider yourself kind of new age?
No, I don't.
So what's your spiritual background?
Well,
Do you go to church?
all of a sudden, she started asking me some questions about church. Is that any of her business, first of all? Whose business is that?
Well, I was a Catholic until 8 years old, and then my parents found the Unitarian Universalist Church.
What exactly do they believe?
We're all one. We're all equal. We're people of
So we're all one
religions.
equal with the rapists, the terrorists, what?
You're not a Christian, in other words. No, I believe in God, but I'm in a
Do you
spiritual.
believe in God, or do you believe in a higher power?
Not higher power.
In this next clip, the husband has a radio show, and he brings on a gay psychic Christian to talk to Marguerite, and she just absolutely freaks out.
Jeannie and I have a radio talk show called Love Talk USA. And today Marguerite was coming into the studio to sort of take Jeannie's place. You're listening to this show about love and relationships, and we also have a very special guest today in the studio, Tristan Rimbaud. Tristan is a psychic.
End of discussion for me.
Okay.
Period.
But Tristan...
I'm Margaret from Louisiana, and I'm a Christian.
Wait a minute. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can be that and be this, too.
Good night. End this discussion. I rebuke this in the name of the Lord. And I don't like dark-sided stuff. And I don't believe in psychics, and I don't want them near me. When I found out today the little dweeb guy was a psychic.
Oh my god, I cannot believe she just called him a little dweeb.
I don't like dark-sided stuff. And I don't believe in psychics, and I don't want them near me. Thank you. And you can cut that light off. I'm over, and I am done. And you know what? I will have God in my life until the day I die, and I'm going to heaven.
I've worn this every day since I was 12. I've always had this on.
I can take this and shove it up there.
Then the wives have a final confrontation before they go back to their families. And Jean is like trying to have a real conversation with Marguerite. And she's like, did you do astrology with my daughter?
You have a beautiful family. You have a beautiful, beautiful family. It was a wonderful, incredible experience. So much fun. And we went shopping, and I took Brooke to the Funky Diva, and I bought her a beautiful necklace. And we went to the dance studio. We had a great time watching Brooke dance. I couldn't take my eyes off of her. So it was amazing. And what I wanted to say was that I wanted to spend time alone with Brooke.
Did you discuss astrology with my family?
No, but I hypnotized Ashley. Didn't think I'd be able to.
I was
do it,
very
but
concerned if you weren't a Christian, you being in my household. This is my message, and I'm not trying to be ugly. I have to say this. Put God in your heart. Please, please, put God in your heart.
Eventually, the wives go back to their real families, and the money is divided up accordingly.
To my new family, I give King James Bibles to each with their names engraved and dated. Last, with the remaining $36,000, to go toward sustaining the family.
Wow.
God bless. Margaret Perrin.
What a lot of people don't know, if they haven't actually watched this episode, is that Marguerite's freak out is not until after she gets home. She's actually verbally abusing her family and the camera crew, but not the other family, which is what I thought it was. She is mad because the other family were dark-sided, right? And she's attempting to rip up the $50,000 check because it clashes with her morals. So that is setting the stage for this.
So What? Dork-sided.
Be glad to
Not
have
of
you.
God. It's not Christians. Did you not ask if she believed in God? She's not a Christian.
She could be a Jew and believe in
It
God.
doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff. Yes, she did. The entire house is dark-sided.
She said her whole house is.
She is dark-sided too.
Why are you mad at us?
This is my house. I want no money. I want nothing. I want my God and I want my family. This is tainted. I don't want it. Whatever it is, it's tainted. Whatever it is you give it me, I give it up to God. I'm a God warrior. And I don't want someone with tainted anything in beliefs doing anything with my family. Get out. Get out. I want these crew members leaving. Get these ear sets off of me. I've had enough. Gargoyles, psychics, everything's ungodly. Dark-sided.
I'm glad you're home.
Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray. I've had enough.
Mama, just sit.
Mom, come sit with us. Did you talk about astrology?
No.
Did you get hypnotized by her? I have taken a stand. I have taken a stand. I am not a fence rider. I was over there praying for all these people, but I needed prayer. I needed you to be
praying for
I
you.
needed you. You give
Mom,
me.
I was praying for you every night. I was praying for you every
But
night.
I needed your prayers.
So it's my fault.
You did come to my mind. There was nothing of God. Every day it was nothing of God. I had to change the whole plans and make everybody go to a Catholic church because I was leaving. Took the ear sets off, said I am leaving. Fly me home.
Mama, just talk
We
to
had
us.
a party, a solstice party.
Well, she said that was about the moon. It was the longest.
Yeah, it's about the moon because they only believe in the moon and the gods and the this and the that.
Jeannie was not like that.
Her
every
name
year.
is Jade. I went to her station. Her kids don't go to church or believe in God. I've been with her kids.
Well, she did.
Ashley, astrology.
Mom, I believe you.
Tarot card readings.
She didn't bring it up with
And if
us.
everybody would look back at everything I've been saying and preaching and praying and saying, I've been saying I am a spiritual warrior because I feel like I'm a spiritual warrior. Like I've had to put armor on just to walk out that house. I want none of this. I want out of this. Because you know what? I won't take some ungodly person telling me what to do with my money or that money for us. I don't want it in my house. It's tarot cards and astrology and witch books and
We had none of that here.
because you know why? Because I'm the warrior. I ask all the questions. Take the money. Take whatever you got and get out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray. They will be on my prayer list for the day I die. Every one of
You
them.
spoke to her?
I speak that into existence, every one of them. I've planted that seed and I will see the harvest. Get out of my house. Every dark-sided person, get out of my house. If you believe in Jesus, you can stay here. Don't stay in my house if you're dark-sided. I don't want to see a book of witches. I don't want to see anything, any stars. I don't want to see any of this dark-sided psychics, all the things, tarot card reading. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord.
Mom.
Okay, so as cunty and Ethel Cain Vinyl as this whole situation is, it takes on a much darker tone when you realize that she's so used to verbally and emotionally abusing her family that she's comfortable doing it in front of the cameras. And sure, maybe she was playing it up for the cameras for attention, but just look at her family's faces. Like, they look like they've been on the wrong end of Marguerite's wrath before. You can just hear it even in the older daughter's voice as she's trying to calm Marguerite down that she's had to do this before. And it's so just embarrassing and painful to watch. And by the way, she ended up keeping the money, even though she ripped it up for the cameras. Turns out she really wanted that gastric bypass surgery, even though it violated her principles. I don't know. Hyper-performative, sincere virtue signaling for attention and profit in the mid-2000s? Who does Marguerite think she is? Toby Keith? After this episode aired, Marguerite was kind of soft launched into like a low level of fame. Not enough where she like didn't have to work a regular job for the rest of her life, but like just enough to make her dangerous. And unfortunately, I can't find any clips of these interviews online. There's a small clip from the next season, which I will show you.
What happened?
First of all, are you a God warrior?
I just believe in God, okay? Oh, I'm so nervous. He's like a hot pastrami. I don't want to touch him. I feel like I'll get pregnant, you know?
But other than that, all this stuff is lost to time. Marguerite was on all kinds of programs. She was on Access Hollywood. She was on a celebrity poker tournament. Tyra. Somebody made a bobblehead of her. Something that I was not expecting to find from her was that she had a little short-lived music career. And if you were to guess what kind of genre of music she would make, what would you think? Gospel? Country? Spoken word? Well, you're kind of right if you guessed spoken word, because Marguerite had a little rap career. So I'm going to play you a clip for as long as I can until I get copyright claimed.
Get out of my house!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no! Don't hurt me, Marguerite! Which is it, people? A monster?
Yeah.
Or misunderstood?
Oh, Marguerite, why can't you be sweet with that gap in your teeth?
Marguerite was so popular, or easily made fun of, I guess, the network brought her back for the next season. So in January 2007, she appeared on season 3, episode 13, where she stayed with the Malone Brown family. This season paired Marguerite with a family of outspoken Black activists who were making this the most 2000 things ever, raising money and volunteering to help victims of Hurricane Katrina. And immediately before I even play this clip, I want to point out the editor's racism here. Let's just say it makes sense that the show was on Fox and then later moved to CMT.
Hold it now.
My beliefs about race and inequality here in America. It demands that I am more confrontational. You got all the flyers?
Yeah.
All right. The struggle of being Black, it encompasses everything that I do. It's hard to explain what it is to be Black.
Also, it really pisses me off that the writers of the show try to make it seem like these people are crazy or weird for their beliefs when they're literally discounting their real life experience with racism and social justice. And they just kind of like, look how crazy these people are for wanting to be treated with respect and have rights. Isn't that crazy?
Our economic state in this family is that we're working class people. Put these in the drawer. A lot of times we're doing check-to-check living in order to make ends meet.
Hello.
Central and Fourth, please.
We have more than one job each. This is LaToya with Central Paychecks Processing. It's a challenge, physically and mentally.
You push that straight down.
But we do what it takes to make the household run for my daughter.
One, the people that matter in terms of control over your life and my life are white, and they anti-Black.
Abasi's first love is his TV show.
What we talking about is lynch mob activity. It is mob mentality. A lot of people say, you guys are prejudiced against white people, but the reality is, I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about Black people. I'm prejudiced for Black people.
And I just wanted to say that James and I went down a deep rabbit hole trying to find out about all of the members of all the families. And this family is incredibly well educated, accomplished. Their daughter, Shakama, speaks multiple languages. She's a former semi-pro tennis player, and all of them have different businesses and are very charitable. Like, I am super impressed by this family, especially when you compare them to the other families we've seen on this show.
Since the show happened, we got to meet the famous Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, Lord! We got to meet Flavor Flav.
Okay, what is his problem?
Almost immediately, like on the ride home from the airport, Marguerite and Abasi start butting heads over the topic of racism.
Are you serious? You really think they didn't rush in because it was a Black community?
Exactly.
Goodness.
It's clear that the way that they treated Black people was totally different from the way they treated white folks. I talked to folks from New Orleans that have said they were forcibly turned back at various bridges from leaving New Orleans at gunpoint.
After getting into the conversation about Katrina, I felt uncomfortable.
And that's just, but the thing is, Katrina is...
Oh, this is cute.
Thank you. Katrina is just one instance that lead me to believe the things that I believe. But we have plenty of time to discuss that.
Oh, Lord.
And it's not like these conversations were out of nowhere. Marguerite was from Louisiana and had already been affected by Hurricane Katrina herself, and she should have had way more empathy than she did for the impoverished people of color who were disproportionately affected by our racist and negligent government.
There is a system in place, and the primary group of people that this system is designed to benefit are white people. And that's something that's undeniable. You got white privilege.
I feel whether you're black, white, yellow, green, it doesn't matter.
So then, if it's not about race, how do you explain the difference between white life and black life?
I never ever thought about it.
Right. You know why you never thought about it?
It doesn't affect me.
Exactly.
Not only was Marguerite being problematic about this situation, but back at home, her friends were being racist as well.
My friend won't be able to come back to what she knew.
You know, the people in the projects, not that she was in the projects, but the people in the projects, you know, they were all like wanting to come home. Why can't I come back to the projects? Why do you want to come back to the projects?
But a year is plenty of time to get back on your feet. I mean,
I don't think so.
If anybody can go out there and go get a job,
I don't think
Wendy's,
so.
McDonald's pays $8 an hour. Go walk in there and go flip some burgers.
No.
But you're gonna have to get off your butt to do it.
When they were saying that, oh, you can go and anybody can go and flip burgers, and my thought was, no, well, why don't you go do it? If it's so easy and, you know, that you can maintain your household on $7 an hour.
My thing for me, you know, as far as saying whether it's a color that blacks hurt worse than the whites, cut my skin, we all are the same color. And you can't tell me that the dogs were more affected by the cats. Every one of us were hurting in every different way. And affected equally. From the tallest person to the shortest person.
No. You know, this is reality. You know, we're in the South, and we know what the South is bred on.
Seriously, where do you find these people, Marguerite? Because they suck ass. Throughout the entire episode, Marguerite and Abasi go at it, and it only escalates further as she makes ignorant comments and refuses to see a different side of the issues.
The race thing bugs the heck out of me, okay?
Why does it bug you?
Because it's not about the race thing. I mean, I think everybody's equal.
So you're colorblind?
I am. I guess I'm colorblind. You know what? And I like being in the colorblind world. I really do. When I was growing up, we had a maid that lived in a pink house that we owned.
That's the typical white existence.
No, it's not.
Especially in the deep South.
She was our aunt. She was family to us. We weren't on a plantation. We weren't making people pick cotton. It wasn't
Even
like
though it
that.
wasn't treated like that, that's exactly what it was. Typical white.
Eventually, the wives meet up, Marguerite and LaToya, and Marguerite just starts going off about Abasi saying that he only cared about the color of her skin, and LaToya, in her interview, she's like, I didn't even want to dignify that with a response, so she just like quietly is like, okay, interesting.
It's like he thinks all white people are just like against him, and I tell him he makes too many generalizations. He needs to be more specific. It's not all people. We had fireworks, and it wasn't the 4th of July.
Whoa.
I just see Abasi as barbaric.
Marguerite had a lot to say about Abasi, and it was done in such a rude manner that I didn't feel the need to respond at all.
And then there's this super awkward moment where Marguerite keeps trying to pull her hand away for this handshake, and then they go in for a hug, and like nobody is having a good time. Anyway, the episode ends with LaToya being normal and fair about the money.
$10K will be put toward bills and house repairs as the very Marguerite see fit.
Very nice.
Barry, you get $20,000. I hope you'll use this money to find work as your daughter Ashley continues to be in your house.
And Marguerite completely fucking the other family over and praising herself for the cleverness for which she fucked them over. I'll just go ahead and play a clip.
Abasi loves music, so I give him an Aretha Greatest Hit CD, Respect.
Burn burned me up when she said it, Craig. I want to turn around and smack her in the face with the CD.
Remaining $48,485 to be allotted on Shop's 18th birthday.
Nah, damn that.
No, let me finish. She could decide better than all of us put together.
All in all, I think this episode showed off a very different side of Marguerite than we had seen before, but not in a good way. And I think watching this episode in 2023 shows just how far, or should I say little, that we've come as a society in regards to racism. Because they painted the wrong people as the bad guys in this episode, and we all know it. It just made me super uncomfortable, and I advise you, if you're gonna watch content about Marguerite, to make sure you watch both episodes of Trading Spouses. So in 2007, just a few years after the whole Trading Spouses situation happened, Marguerite's daughter Ashley tragically died in a car accident. And there's not a lot of details about it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It is really sad, and Marguerite's grief was actually funneled into kind of a good cause. Apparently, she was super depressed, couldn't get out of bed, didn't want to go on with life, and she says the gay community helped bring her out of a depression. She's never more specific than that. She just always says the gay community, and I don't know what that means. Even she has gone on the record several times to say, I love my gay friends, I love the gay community, God loves everyone. So, I mean, that is a nice, surprise to have come out of things, but I'm still pissed about the racism, so let's not forget. Apparently, she's more open-minded than she used to be, and she was spotted at New York City Pride, and by that I mean she literally was just outside on the sidewalk, and she took a picture with some pride flags. She was not on a float. She did not donate money. She hasn't, come out and, recanted anything. I guess she said she liked gay people, but, come on. I'm just not buying it, because she really acts like she's Tammy Faye. She really thinks that she's, the queen of the queer community. So, speaking of gay people, it is a very popular thing to do is to remix the God Warrior rant into a song or something. And I have seen quite a few people do it. It's cute. It's fun. JanSport does a completely original song and dance thing. But I just wanted to say that Jan did a fucking phenomenal job. Don't know how much longer we'll be able to enjoy legal drag like that, so let's savor it while we can, shall we? And let's see what else about her. She is still running her dance studio. She has talked quite a bit in interviews about, somebody shot a pilot with her for a show where she was going to be exposed to different, viewpoints and cultures, and that has clearly not come out. So I wonder if she thought that there was going to be a show and she got really excited, or if somebody lied to her, but this show, to my knowledge, does not exist. I think she needs to fucking make a show about her dance studio, because that would be all the rage, right? I would watch it. It's a show about her being a gay ally, evangelical, dance instructor, and she's Southern. But anyways, the most recent interview I could find is with this man who goes by Truth Seeker. And he's really interesting. I don't recommend this man's channel. I don't condone the weird shit he's got going on, but I wanted to show you some clips of this interview because it's the only one I've been able to find recently.
The second husband just was he hated the color of my skin. He knew who I was when I walked in the door. I didn't have any idea who he was. And he was just we're Southern hospitality. So it's even if we don't like someone and they come over, you still make them feel comfortable. I wasn't treated that way. The second show, I was not treated that way.
Oh. Well, how about this clip?
And that was interesting. But you know, the biggest thing is, even the gay community, their question with me, they feel like they can ask a religious question to me, and so people that maybe that would not be reached, like, think that it's okay to ask me questions, and I guess that's what kind of God did this crazy show or whatever, that I'm able to relate to maybe people that would be unlikely, that would not go to just like to a preacher or something, and they always want to ask me, you know, my view on religion and the gay. That was one of the big questions, the gay community and how I feel. What do I feel? And I just believe that God loves all people, and that's between that person and God. And that's just, it might not be the politically religious thing that people are supposed to say, but that's just how I feel in my heart, and that's what I speak from. So whatever.
Marguerite and her husband are still doing well. They get some cute little videos together.
I like pizza.
And one other thing that I would like to say, Marguerite, if you're watching this, you need to get a cameo, because I searched and you didn't have one, and I think you could make money doing that, because as I was stalking the Facebook page, I noticed that some random guy, like some guy, he kind of looks like Katya, just FaceTimed. What is the Facebook equivalent? Facebook video call, whatever, called Marguerite just randomly, and she answered, and she had a great time. She loved it. I mean, she even says so in this comment here. It made her day. But apparently you can just call her up on Facebook and she'll answer. But Marguerite, you need to turn that cameo on, because why do that for free when you could make, you know, $100?
The God Warrior. I love you.
I just really think it's important with a character, because that's what she's doing. She's playing a character like Marguerite, to be mindful of past behaviors and patterns before simply accepting a sudden massive character change from the part of a former regressive. While the gay community may be in her good graces following, well, whatever interaction it was that she had with them in the wake of Ashley's death, this positive and progressive action does not absolve her of her horrible past behaviors. Furthermore, it seems like she only cared about the queer community when they worked to make her feel loved, and she's completely, it seems, unable to extend that love to the black community since Abasi was mean to her that one time. These episodes were painful to watch almost entirely because of how awful Marguerite came across. She can complain about biased editing and happy moments left on the cutting room floor, but James and I still squirmed through several unbroken minutes of her verbally abusing the family she claims to love, and watched her openly belittle the experiences of a black man that welcomed her into his home. And to give credit where credit's due, I don't think there is much credit to be given in this situation. And I could be wrong, certainly, but I doubt Marguerite really has changed all that much since 2007. I feel awful for what happened to Ashley, and I extend my deepest condolences to her family. But personal tragedy and accepting kindness from strangers does not make one a better person on their own. And until I see real evidence of growth, I simply don't see a reason to give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. What do you guys think? Definitely leave a comment in my comment section. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know it's short. I thought I'd throw this together. I was always interested in the backstory of the God Warrior, so I figured, why not make an episode about it? And I thought it was fun. It has a little twist ending to it. So what do y'all think? Have you seen the second episode, or were you surprised at how things were edited? I suppose I'll tell you guys all about this wedding. Not really. It was awesome. It was very, very fast. It was like less than 5 minutes. We could have 2 guests besides our immediate family. So I had Gwen and our photographer, Olivia. It was awesome. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that wished me congrats. I saw on several different subreddits, I was a top post. So definitely does not help my vanity. But yes, you guys were so fucking nice and sweet, and it just made my wedding day so much more special that I had the Jennanites, like, just so happy for us. yeah, it was amazing. It was wonderful. Definitely a help meet now, and I'm definitely going to be submissive to my husband's will. But other than that, please check me out on all kinds of different social media, mostly Instagram. Merch going strong. I have several more abortion fundraisers going on. And also, we did find out they are switching printers for their poster section on Bonfire. So pretty soon they're going to take Lesbian Socialist Republic down until they get a new printer, and I don't know the timeline on that. So I guess if you were on the fence about getting this poster, go ahead and get it soon. Otherwise, I don't know when the next time you're going to be able to get it. James is doing a political episode about all the anti-trans bills and anti-queer bills that are going on right now. There's 300. And he's going to be talking about those next month. We'll try to get something going. I'm not going to attempt to butcher any languages, so I will say in English, Happy Ramadan, Happy Passover, Happy Easter, and I love you all. Stay gay, stay blessed, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Everybody out there, I hope you have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. Oh, wait, Thanksgiving. I really did that on purpose. That's why my cheeks are turning red. I meant Happy Easter.